Hey everybody, this is Henry. Back with my second volume of my final collection. I have here several records I want to show to y'all that so more final coming with. So let's continue on. This is Tennille's Nightwalker, released in 1981, and this was when he left. It was at the time when he left, or must have been dropped from A&M to go for Arista Records. It has great songs on there. It includes Nightwalker and Living Inside Myself, Put the Rain, Weight on My Shoulders, so much more. And it was him and his brother co-produced and arranged the album as well. So it's a great album, full orchestra feel, strings, rock vocals, and everything else on there. So it's a good album. I had bought this years ago at AC Thrift Store, and it's the best so far I've ever had. I have another copy in my room, another final disc, so it's still the best so far. Chuck Mangione's Jonah Sanchez soundtrack from the movie was released in 1978, and it's actually a great album. I had bought years ago at some Goodwill store somewhere. It's actually the best soundtrack ever. It has a lot of spiritual, orchestrated feels and religious feels, and all more sophisticated styles into this. And I had played this pretty much, and played this most of the time. It's a good album. Recently I had found an MP3 version of his entire album, and it's still the best so far. It includes General Centered Overture, Pilgrimage Parts 1 and 2, Bellafia, a remake, a re-recording of it, and Bye-Bye. It's still the best so far. You can look here on the back where Chuck is waving his hands, someone praying to a call to God, or prayer for guys or something like that. So it's kind of amazing here on this back cover. So this is amazing. So good album, very worth it for all you fans to Mangione and mostly to jazz and classical soundtrack scores and movies and TV and stuff like that. So it's worth the pick. This is one of my favorite albums from Captain Tennille, called Song of Joy, and it's actually the first album I have been introduced by Captain Tennille. Songs there I have been turning on, like Muskrat Love, Muskrat Love, and Love Will Keep Us Together. And it's actually, like I said, it's one of my favorite records, and it's a good album. It has a few guest players on there, and Bub Destroys, Halbert Blaine, and a few people, Buddy Childers, and it's incredible work. Nice covers, some Motown records, Shop Around, and full jazz, funk, blues, most of it all rock. So this is a great treat. Billy Joel's 52nd Street, released in 1978. This was a follow-up to the 1977 The Stranger. It's a pretty good album. It has hits like My Life, Big Shot, Sensibar Stella, which was sampled by Nas for his song Disciple off the CD Streets that he put out in 2004, and also Sensibar includes great jazz, Latin rock jazz feel mixed together. It includes a great solo by the late Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, and it includes Mike Minner on vibes marimba as well. And it's pretty cool, and it's a good album, pretty cool rock album. It's a classic, hands down. The soundtrack to the score, American Gigolo, a great masterpiece, real masterpiece. It was produced in 1980. It was written, directed by Paul Schrader, the great Paul Schrader. It starred um, Richard Gere and Lauren Hutton, and the score was penned and composed by the legendary Giorgio Moroder, and includes a couple songs from different artists. "Call Me" by Blondie and "Love and Passion" by Cheryl Barnes. So it's a great album all the way through. It also include um, electronic rock adaptation of Wolfgang Mozart K622 in A major. It's now Hello A WM. It's actually the finale, which closed the movie off when Cher meets Lauren. Well, Lauren she meet while he was in jail on the movie as well. So it's a great masterpiece, great must have in your collection if you're a fan, like electronic music, club music, synthesizers, and all that, or into Jane Hammer, Herbie Hancock, some different various composers, etc. This is it. This is it. George Benson, "Living Inside My Love." One of my favorite George Benson records is actually a double LP. It's still rare. I had it for a very long time. It's a good album. It includes big players there from Ronnie Foster, George Dalto, Steve Gadd, Ron McDonald, Eric Clue, Phil Church, Greg Phillinganes, Stanley Banks, and also Clue, great orchestra arrangement that was conducted by the legendary genius himself, Klaus Ogerman. And also include a few cuts from that was arranged and orchestrated by Mike Maneri as well. He also played Foz on this one, if I'm sure. Yeah, great album, and full hits like "Live Inside Your Love," "Hey Girl," "Love Ballad," "Soulful Strut," "Change Is Gonna Come," "Hey Girl." That's about it. It's full of funk, soul, jazz, disco funk, or jazz funk, wherever you want to call it. It's really the best so far. And as I found out sometime, which I didn't know, this was sometime used as a soundtrack for the same movie with the same title. I don't know if y'all never heard of it or anything, but this is great. But this is good to check out. If you go online, go find the movie. If you ever see this, but if you see this record elsewhere on your record store, local record store, online, like Amazon, Gem, wherever, just go check it out. This is the best collection so far. Great album, good songs, nice arrangements, nice beats, and everything else. So mostly a must. A dynamite. Superman the movie soundtrack, this was composed and arranged and conducted by the legendary John, was one of my favorite composers, and this is hands down a great soundtrack all the way. You can see here the cover where Christopher Reeve plays Superman, aka / Clark Kent, and this is good. You know, this look the good cover. We open here if you ever own the original vinyl. If it's a good album, you know, it's this great picture of him being Superman and so forth, and plus rest in peace to Christopher Reeve, and he was a great actor by his own time, and he did a remarkable job portraying Superman. And also there it starred Gene Hackman, Marlon Brando, rest in peace to him, and a few people like Mark Kidder and others, and it's a great movie, great soundtrack, and it's mostly the best so far that Chung ever did. He also did work scores for Star Wars, E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark, etc., and so much. So this is a great album. So this is a classic, hands down. The Age of Electronicus by Dick Hyman. This is a rare vinyl. If you ever go to your record store, you ever had a chance to find it online, this is pretty rare. And I know there are a few songs here that were released on CD some time ago. You can go on Amazon and find that out for yourself. And it's a great album. It's full of good covers from the Beatles, Burt Bacharach, James Brown, Fifth Dimension, Joni Mitchell, and it's actually been something I've been turned on early on as a kid, and I'm very blessed to have it with me in my collection to this very day. And I'm not going to get rid of this ever, but it's most of the best. So if you're a fan to remakes that you've been playing on electronic keyboards, Moog synthesizers and all that, this is one to check out. Cheetah Finale's Brother to Brother from 1978. This is a classic. This includes the #1 hit, I Just Want to Stop. It has includes the title, Brother to Brother. It's cool. It's a mixture of jazz, mixture of rock, funk, little jazz here and there, and pop, and more somewhat organic. And it has good players in this. Ernie Watts, the Water Sisters, Stephanie Sproul, Jamie Haslip, Vic Feldman, Carlos Rios, to name a few. And it actually is a Dynamite classic. And it's the best record so far. If you're a fan to like the Stevie Wonder, Herbie Hancock, or Jan Hammer, anybody, this is one to check out. And plus, you can check out the records from Chino, like Powerful People, Pauper in Paradise, Crazy Life, Storm at Sunup. That's about it. Just if you get a chance, just find most of these records on CD or digital download or vinyl anywhere elsewhere, online or offline, or your local record store. This is it. Just check it out when you get this, but it's totally a classic on its own. Stephen Bishop's Careless includes the hit On and On, and plus Save It for a Rainy Day. It's a great album. It's actually what turned me on to Stephen Bishop early on as a kid. It's a good album. It also includes Never Letting Go, Little Italy. It has a few guesses here from Art Garfunkel, Eric Clapton, Shaka Khan, who does backup vocals, Vic Feldman, Lee Ritenour, Larry Carlton. Good album all the way, and this is album, and it's very dynamic and very diverse. Is It So is actually the only album I still keep with me, and the only I got turned on to Cat Stevens early on. Actually, the first two songs I got into him were Sweet Jamaica, Woods Dog a Donut. Actually, years later, I've been able to have this vinyl for a while, so I've been in and out trying to find it, and I'm thankful that this album is in my hands right now. So it's a good album, and I'll be able to check most of his records out as well. So Is It So is a great album. It's full of soul, little funk, rock pop, and little Latin and little hip hop and all that. So it's pretty amazing. So get that if you have it. If you have this, so you're lucky. You're lucky. The Muppet Movie soundtrack. It's a good album. It's a rare vinyl. It was put out in 1979, a year when the Muppet Movie was dropped, and it has a great few classics. Rainbow Connection. That was been recovered a lot from many people. Willie Nelson, Paul Williams, to name a few. And it's a good few instrumentals there. Never Before, Never Again. Hope that something better comes along. Animal, Come Back, Animal. And also include America, rendition of the American tune. And it's a good album. Very classic. The music, the scoring, the instrumental, the singing, everything is popular. So as the movie and the background and everything. Mancini '67, by Henry Mancini. This is actually one of my favorite Mancini jazz albums ever. And actually was the first album I was turned on from Mancini as a kid. This is what I found years ago, sometime, or back in the 90s, really. Actually, when I was like 9, 10, 11. So it's a good album. Very good arranging, very good sound. Very interesting, and it's full of like a mixture of different songs that have been covered, plus some of Mancini's own arrangements. It has the best that's on there, and it's a dynamite classic. It is one of the best so far, and there's no question where life will be without this album. Alright, so very good album. The soundtrack to Sharky's Machine is a good. It's from the movie Sharky that starred Burt Reynolds, who also directed this picture. It's pretty phenomenal, and it's been able to find this vinyl somewhere at AC Thrift Store. Actually in 2007, 2008. Well, actually it was 2007 really, and I've been able to find his albums elsewhere. And been doing a little research on it, and it has the best on there. Randy Crawford, Flora Plural, Manhattan Transfer, Doc Severinsen, Sarah Vaughan, Joe Williams, Julie London, Eddie Harris, to name a few. It's a classic on it, so it has with the movie. So good arrangement, good various genre styles, good instrumentation, good of everything on there as well. The Mancini Generation, soundtrack is a good album. It's actually another favorite of mine from Mancini. I played it over and over for a while, and it's been the best so far. I have never seen the TV series. I've been doing research on it, and I found out there was only one song that was reissued on only one song reissued from this album off the Days of Wines and Roses CD box set, which I still have. It's actually a favorite of mine as well. So I just want you to give a little look here. The Mancini Generation. That's actually the first track off the album, side 1. So if you want to take a look at this, I want to give you a little close up here. It's a good album. It's a good album, full of various different genres: jazz, blues, classical, funk, swing, and everything else. So pretty good. Miko's Paco's the Movies, great album. Actually, it also has two sides, but it's full of different melodies from various different movies, and it's really dope. It's really energetic, and it really changed my life ever since. So it's great it's a great album. It's great to know a little history about this, and so been a fan of Miko stuff for a while, and and I'm lucky. This is actually the first album I've been turned on to him. And after that, I've been hearing a little bit of stuff he did for Star Wars, Close Encounters, American Werewolf in London, and so much more. So this is a great must if you have this. Herb Alpers and the Tijuana Brass Warm, and it's a great album. It features orchestration or conducting by legendary West Coast jazz composer and musician Shorty Rogers. You know, it's real good. Find kind of easy listening and includes very good songs, remix songs on there. It's powerful and strong, and it really stands the best to this very day. And it has been reissued on CD for a while, and it's been on also paid digital download as well. So the masterpiece that changed everything, Rocky, by Bill Conti, includes Gonna Fly Now, Going the Distance, Fanfare for Rocky, Buck Kiss. It's a great album. I played it off and on. It's been good album. I've been keeping it on me for a while, and I'm thankful to have this record. And I also have, I bought on vinyl, and this is actually got Rocky 2 on vinyl as well. So I bought this at CD Warehouse near Roswell Road, Sandy Springs. So it's a good album. Well, that concludes my second volume of my volume. So more on the way. So stay tuned.